Hi, welcome to Tech Stuff. Today we are going to be continuing from where we stopped in the part 1 of HTML. This is the part 2 for HTML. You can check the description below for the link to the video of the part 1 for HTML. Today we are going to be creating a simple form and a button, and also we are going to be styling what we did in the part 1. And also we'll be learning some input attributes, input element attributes and button element attributes. And we'll be styling them with inline CSS and internal CSS. So let us first style what we created in the part 1. So we are going to specify the style attributes. So inside the style attributes we'll have the value and the name. So we want to give this a font size, the full meaning, let's give it a font size of 27 pixels. Then let's give it a font family. We can add more than one style to an inline CSS. So font family, then we hit our save, Ctrl S to save. We can just align this to the center. So let's refresh our web page to see. This is it. We have to specify text highlight align to the center. Then the text is going to move to the center after we refresh. So let's add some margin at the top. Margin top. Let's give it 20 pixel. Then we should refresh. The space between the page at the top has increased. So we can also change the color to, let's change it to blue. With Visual Studio Code, you can edit by clicking the color icon and just use your mouse to drag to your specified color. Then we're going to refresh. Can also add some styles to this one also. Let's give it a style of no text center. And let's give it a text for it to become bold. Can I just copy this rest? Don't forget that the style attributes are always specified at the start tag. Let's copy the style for the paragraph. And you see, it makes more sense like this rather than how it was before. That's the work of CSS. You can do more with CSS. You can also style this anchor tag. Let's say font size should be 20 pixel, and we should change text decoration to none. That means there won't be any underline or that is at the bottom of the go to Google at the link. So you can see there's a line at the bottom of the link. Then when we refresh, the link is going to the underline is going to disappear. You can also style the button. Background color, you can set the background color to black and the color for the text to white. Can you see it has changed? Can both align these two together to the center? By doing that, you can just Ctrl X to cut, then write a div, then paste it inside the div. Then give the div a style of um text align. Can you see how simple it is? Can do more with CSS. This is just a basic styling of CSS. Now let's move to form. Let's create a form with CSS with HTML and CSS. So to create a form, we first need to specify the form element. Then inside the form element, there's going to be an input. The type, there are different type attributes, which we have the text, we have password, we have checkbox, we have color and so on, calendar. The input is just telling the user to input a data about himself. So let's just give it a placeholder. The placeholder is just a text, temporary text inside the input field. So your first name here, then let's refresh. We'll be removing this image because it's somehow a kind of distraction. And let's refresh. This is it. This is the placeholder at the middle here, your first name here. Then you can also add a label to give additional information about what will be input in the field. Label. Then inside the label, I also write first name. You can add some BR. BR is for line break. So that's going to make more sense. So let's add a password also. label, then password. In the type attribute, the value is not going to be text, it's going to be password. Let's add a class attribute to the label and the input element. Okay. Then inside a class, let's give it a name of label, and inside the input, let's give it a class of input. So we can just copy that. This is L. So let's style it. So the style attribute is always specified in the head tag, as I said before. So let's just write the code direct. Then the class attribute is always style with dots in the CSS. The name is label. Let's give it a font size of 20 pixels. No, let's give it 25 pixels. And a font width of bold. And let's give the input. So let's give this one to a width of 100 pixel and height of like 30 pixels. Then let's refresh. This is it. It is not that nice, so we need to change some style. Let's change it with like 300 pixel. Alright, so this is it. Let's put a border radius of 12 pixel. 12 might be too much. Let's make it around 8 pixel. It's way too much. Let's make it 2. Okay. I think it is okay like this. I'll change to 3. Then we can also add some another CSS text align to the center. Okay. Let's to the form. That means we are calling the form element, the whole of the form. Okay. We can add some BR to these ones also. Or let's remove this BR to see how it looks. So this is it without the BR line break. Let's just add some BR. Let's just add some BR to this one and also this one. Okay. Let's add a BR here also. Then we can just add some style to the input. Margin top of, no, that's too much, of 10 pixels. Can you see? Just add the BR, and that should fix what we want to fix. Then let's make this to shift to this side. So that's the label. Margin right. That means we want to shift to the left. Let's see. Okay. Let's go. Let's move to like 65. Or let's make it 75. Can actually use percentage, but sometimes I prefer using pixels. Okay, let's make it 125. Okay, it's not a perfect. And just make it 195 and see. Okay, it is good to go. Let's change the font size to like 20 pixel. Or we can change it to 23 pixels. And let's give it a submit button. Now I told you the other time that a button has different type. We have a button that have a type name of button, and we have a button that has a type name of submit. The submit type name is used for forms. Then we are going to specify the type as submit. Then we are going to write a value of submit. Then write submit form. Types of elements. We have the inline element and block level element. Although we can change an element from inline to block level. So for now we're just going to be adding BR. Then we can just add some style. Calling the button element. That means if you have two buttons, it will call the two buttons. So let's make it a class. No, we have two buttons on the page. This one and the one at the bottom. So when we call the element, to call the two elements, and the style will be given to the two elements. So let's just give it a class of button. And inside the button here, we want to give it a color of black, and we can also give it a background color of black, and the color of white. let's change the width to 80 pixels, height to like 26 pixels, and we can refresh. This is it, but okay, let's increase the width to 120 pixel. Okay, that's good. Then I want to add some margin at the top. Okay, can you see we are almost done with our form? Then inside the form, we can just say a border. Okay, border radius, but don't let us do that now. Can give the button an over. Then that has to specify an over. Then if we click on it, that means if we put our cursor on the button, it is going to change the color. So let's a background color of, let's change it to brown, and the color of black. Although the default color is black. Can you see? We can also change the border radius to none. Sorry, border none. Then let's add it to the button itself. Before, you notice a thick black border at the border of the page, but now you notice it has disappeared. That's the work of CSS. I'll be seeing you next in the section of HTML for advanced or HTML for intermediate. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.